I would like to call upon Toastmaster Penny Williams. Fellow Toastmasters, and of course Amanda hiding over there in the back corner there. Wow, that was quite a speech this evening. 8 to 10 minutes of some very, very personal stories, three very deep, quite emotional stories for probably anybody else to come up here and talk about. And I know Amanda quite well now. I thought I did. I've been for coffee with her quite a number of times, for drinks with her. These are things I never knew about her, and it takes a very brave person, I think, to come up on stage and talk about some of these very deep and personal things in front of such a big audience. So first of all, I'd like to commend Amanda for talking so openly and so eloquently. This speech was all about engagement and inspiration through stories with audiences, and I think to start with, Amanda did a great job of engaging us by asking some questions, asking us to put our hands up to a number of points. And that was a great way to actually start a speech, to make sure people are listening for one thing, but also to get that agreement with members of the audience. So I like that as a nice engagement opener. I also enjoyed the signposting she used, the fact that we were going to have the 3 stories, and that there was a stranger going to have an important part to play in this. But most of all, it was about the emotional bond with the audience. As I say, the 3 personal stories about her stepfather, her daughter, and her uncle. I think all of us could probably imagine and feel, and this is what's so important in an emotional speech like this, feel that moment we've all experienced in our lives where we can't hear what's going on around us. Something so awful has happened, and that really was so vivid and so real. I think Amanda described it incredibly well. I also really liked the way she used her pace during that part of the speech. She slowed down brilliantly and had a perfect pause as well. Really allowed the atmosphere to build, but then also just throughout the right amount of time before moving on to the next point. So allowing that emotion to build, but also allowing it to settle, and then moving to the next part of her speech. I do have a few recommendations for Amanda. First of all, eye contact. Just to start with, and it settled down towards the end of the speech, there was a little bit of lighthouse eye contact, which moved quite rapidly. So I would recommend slower eye contact pace, and maybe engaging with one person or another. Makes everyone uncomfortable. That's one way you could do it. My second recommendation would be on the first speech. It got emotional very quickly, and I wasn't expecting that. So maybe just a little bit of a build up to that before allowing that emotion to come up. And also, this was a big bit about William Dempsey, and unfortunately I didn't quite get the William Dempsey piece. So the stories were excellent, but within this amount of time also allow the overall point to have more stage time also. To conclude, I was inspired that when things get tough, and we all have tough times, there's no question about it, that there are ways to look at other people and to look at other people's experiences, and to also find in books and take strength from people around us. And this is a great reminder that we're not alone and that we can always find something somewhere. So, thank you.